Hello, YTPC. Ethan, Parsimonious Piper here. And today I've got Caleb, the Pipe Junkie. Say hello to our audience, Caleb.
Hello, guys. Like he said, my name's Caleb. I'm Pipe Junkie on YouTube.
What are you smoking today?
I am smoking some Cornell and Deal Sea Dog. Pretty good. It's I think what they were going for was just a mix of everything because it has Virginia Flake, Cavendish, Turkish, a lot of Kia, everything.
Kitchen sink blend.
Yeah, kitchen sink blend. But it's good. I like it. I've been gravitating more towards a lot of Kias and things like that since I started smoking. I started off with like really sweet tobaccos, and I've moved into the lot of Kia range.
That I think that happens to a lot of us. What are you smoking it in there?
I'm smoking it in the I'm not real sure what it says it's a Savinelli. It says it's a Savinelli Tris. I've not been able to find them online. So I don't know how many of them there were or how valuable they are, but when I got it, I actually inherited it. Well, I didn't inherit it, but a friend of mine's, her son passed away, and he had a bunch of pipes, and she gave me about everything he had, and this was one of them, and it was unsmoked. It was completely brand new when she gave it to me.
Nice. Well, in a rants free hand, I've got some more Squadron Leader. Slogging through it, trying to determine whether I like it enough to ever buy it again. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Generally, where are you from? What you do?
So I live in a little county called Unicoi County. It's about 20 minutes south of Johnson City, Tennessee.
All right.
And I was born and raised here. I lived in Flag Pond when I was younger, and I moved to Irwin about a year and a half ago. And I wish I'd never moved out of the woods.
Well, you might be able to visit this guy then, because Ron Smith is in Dandridge.
Dandridge?
Mm-hmm.
I might have to look him up. Currently, I am working as a tank fabricator and forklift operator at A.O. Smith, building water heaters.
All right. And what got you into pipe smoking?
Really, it was just the nostalgia of it. Like, I know pipe smoking has been around for thousands of years. I actually started off smoking cigars, and I realized that the cigars I was smoking were $4 and $5 cigars, and I would smoke one a day. And I went to my local tobacconist, just the Shamrock, and I found that they have like their house blends of tobaccos, like 1 ounce of tobacco is like $4, which is the same price as one cigar. And one of those bags could last me all week. So I got a pipe and I started smoking a pipe instead because it was cheaper, but I actually like it better than a cigar now.
Now, you mentioned when you got started, you were smoking sweet stuff. I'm guessing aromatics. What did you start off on?
Well, I'm not real sure because I talked to the guys there and they said that they get their blends from some other manufacturer who goes and calls them by a different name. What I started off with was stuff like Old Timer's Porch Blend, which was like kind of a milder. I don't think it was aromatic. It doesn't say all it has is a little Ziploc bag and a label that says the name and the price and how many ounces it is. I think they're just regular tobaccos.
Probably Lane or Sutliff rebrand. Bulk tobaccos rebranded.
Probably. I'm not real sure. I actually went on their website because he told me the website that they were on, and I went on and looked it up, but I couldn't find anything. Of course, he also said that they named it themselves there at the store. And I smoked Hazelnut was one of their house brands. And it almost tasted like s'mores, almost, honestly. It's pretty good. And
now, go ahead.
The one that I actually gravitated to before I started buying like other brands of tobacco was Golden Cavendish, which was like really, really sweet. And I like that one. But yeah, like I said, I've moved toward a lot of Kias and other
Now, being where you are,
flavors.
have you gotten down to the Gatlin Burlier there in Gatlinburg yet?
I didn't know he was there.
Yeah,
That was there.
yeah, there's a fantastic pipe shop down in Gatlinburg. That they've been around there for a few decades, and they do a lot of in-house blending. When you go there, their stuff is not just rebranded; they blend in-house, and they blend some fantastic stuff. Definitely worth a day trip from where you are.
I might have to remember that. I know Dad would like to go down to Sevierville because there's a restaurant down there we eat at called Buddy's Barbecue.
Oh yeah, we love Buddies.
Mm-hmm. The closest one to us is in either Kingsport or Sevierville. So we usually just make a day trip of it when we're off at the same time, which now that I work a different schedule, we rarely are.
Yeah, we absolutely love Buddies Barbecue. That hard to beat for fast barbecue that still cooks over wood. I mean,
oh yeah,
fantastic stuff.
Their ribs are my favorite. I go in there on Saturdays and get all you can eat ribs.
Yep. Yes, sir. Those are fantastic.
But it hurting.
So how long have you been smoking a pipe then?
It's not been long at all. I've only been smoking a pipe. Let's see. Started smoking cigars about 2 years ago, and I started smoking a pipe about right around 1.5 years, 2 years ago.
Okay.
Maybe 2.5. So not long while.
Have you developed a particular fondness for one shape or carver brand of pipe yet?
Not really brands. I do like my Savinellis. I only have a couple of them, but I do like my Savinellis. But my favorite shape is probably this right here. I'm not real sure. I can't remember what you would call it.
Just a straight billiard.
Yeah.
Classic pipe shape. It's probably the most popular thing ever sold.
Yeah, I like it. My second favorite would probably have to be, I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it was the second pipe I ever got. It comes down like I guess it's like what you call a mouth hanger.
Yeah. The probably a bent billiard then.
Probably something like would about the closest explanation.
But most of your heavy bent pipes are either a billiard or like a brandy glass shape, something like that.
Yeah.
And so moving from favorite pipes, you said, since you started off on sweeter tobaccos, what are you into right now?
My favorites, if I had to go with a brand, my favorite would probably have to be Early Morning Pipe from Peterson. I like that one quite a bit. And I guess on the other end of the spectrum, my favorite sweet tobacco, because Early Morning Pipe is is a pretty heavy lot of Kia, I believe, or a Burley, one of the two.
It's a nice English.
Yeah, English. And on the other end of the spectrum, my favorite sweet tobacco would probably have to be the CAO Cherry Bomb. That's what I have right now. It's about all I got. That, and I got a couple of Cornell and Deal blends.
Yeah, the cherry aromatics are the one thing that my wife consistently tolerates. So I typically have some around just to keep her happy if I happen to be smoking around her.
You got to keep the wife happy.
Yep. So you started making YouTube videos years ago, but you've been doing YTPC stuff for about 8 months now. What how'd you find the YTPC? What got you into watching videos and then deciding to get behind the camera?
Honestly, I had never heard of the YTPC before I started making videos. I had
Oh.
just been, yeah, I had been watching a lot of George Bruno
Mm-hmm.
because he used to do a lot of pipe videos, and I watched him and I was like, oh, I want to do that too. So I started making videos, and then the whole community showed up, and I was overwhelmed. I was like, wow, I didn't know there was an actual community of people on here that smoke pipes. Content all about pipes.
Yeah, bunch of nutty guys sitting around lighting up.
And I've noticed a lot of them have beards too.
That certainly does seem to be fairly common.
I don't see a lot of clean shaven pipe smokers. I mean, there are out there, but there's not a lot of them.
Yeah, we don't trust them. So, the Pipe Junkie. What inspired you to pick that channel name?
That was just the first thing that popped into my head. I've thought about changing my channel, but changing my channel name, but I guess I branded myself as the Pipe Junkie, so that's what I go with.
Nothing wrong with that. It's simple and obvious. I was just wondering if there was a story behind it. Just trying to pick in there. Um, so you've been making pipe related videos for about 8 months. What do you like the most now that you've discovered this community, and what keeps you here?
I just like, I guess, trying to think of the word. I guess you would call it camaraderie,
Yeah.
maybe. Just, I guess, the community aspect of it. I love that everybody just, it's almost like a club. You go in and you just sit down and talk to a bunch of guys, and you make videos, and everybody comments on them. Everybody's just kind of chatting and talking about their favorite tobaccos and really sharing stories and things like that.
Yeah. It unlike some communities like gaming communities, there's not a lot of competition going on here because we can't be monetized. So
Yeah,
um, it does. I think that lends to the chatty feel of the whole thing.
yeah, and I like that. I just like that. That's probably my favorite part of the community.
Now, if people go to your channel and scroll backward far enough, they will discover that you play, in addition to a mountain instrument like the mouth harp, that you played the banjo and the guitar. What got
Hmm.
you? What got you into that? And do you still play?
I started playing the banjo when I was, let's see, my parents got me my first banjo when I was about 9 years old. And I didn't learn to play it much. I wasn't really interested in it. I was more interested in video games.
Sure.
And it wasn't until after August of 2007 when our house burnt, our kitchen caught fire.
Mm.
And my parents were able to get my banjo because it was in the top shelf of their closet. So it was, far away from anything, and it was sealed up in a case, so it wasn't, smoke impregnated, I guess, like the smoke damage like the rest of the stuff. And they got it down for me, and after the house got rebuilt and we moved back into it, I just took an interest in banjo. I started watching Earl Scruggs and Ralph Stanley and all those old guys on YouTube,
Oh yeah.
and I just wanted to play like them. So I learned to play the banjo, and yes, here I am. Let's see, 12 or 13 years later, still playing the banjo. I don't
Now,
play very often, but
I, have you ever played with local bands or?
yeah, I used to play up at the Welcome Center, a couple miles up the road. They
Mhm.
used to have, I think it was every Monday night, there used to be a bunch of guys from the area would go in and just sit and play, have a big jam session. And I used to sit in on those. And I also used to play. So Unicoi County High School has their own high school bluegrass band.
Hmm.
It's I thought it was pretty cool when I heard about it, and I know a few of the guys from there. So I was homeschooled, so I never went to high school, but I know a few of the guys who played in that band, and yeah, we used to sit and play. About the only place I play any kind of music at all now is at church.
Well, that's not a bad place to play. That's where I play the piano most often. So, in terms of that, any chance that that in the near future we can get you to share your talents with us again?
I've thought about doing that recently. I think there is a possibility of me doing some more music videos. I have an instrument that I actually have never shown on camera, and it is my grandmother's dulcimer. It's an old mountain dulcimer.
Yeah.
And I just love to play that thing, and it just sounds so beautiful. And I think I've been thinking about doing some videos with that, kind of showing it off. It is a beautiful, I believe it was handmade in like 1984. And my grandfather bought it for my grandmother from the maker. It was like a little local luthier, I believe, maybe in Gatlinburg or somewhere.
Wow.
And he bought it for her. And of course, he's gone now, but she said, she gave it to me and she said, you play it. She said, because I can't. You play it and you take care of it for me.
That is really neat. Really. It's been well over, probably it's been 2 decades now. My wife and I camped out overnight in the Cades Cove area with her parents, and the guys right next door to our campsite. Once the fires were going and everything, they broke out a banjo, a guitar, and a dulcimer, and sat there and played some real folk music, real mountain stuff for late after midnight. That was a lot of fun. Love listening to you guys. That's something I've never learned to do. But yeah, I was thinking, something like that, or even a video explaining the different styles of banjo playing, for example, and why you chose the one you did. Anything like that would be fascinating to a lot of us.
There are a lot of different styles of banjo playing. The one thing I never could catch on, I never could, I guess, get the hang of was claw hammer.
Yeah.
A lot of old folk musicians played claw hammer, string bean, and there's a bunch of them. I never could understand that.
Well, as far as hobbies, I noticed that recently you've gotten into poetry. Pipes and poetry seem to go together. Any other hobbies?
Oh, I've started and neglected to continue a bunch of hobbies over the years, but the ones I'm most interested in right now is probably leather working. I'm actually in the process of designing some plans for a travel roll for my pipes and like my lighters and stuff. And so I'm making something for my father for Christmas because he smokes a lot of cigars. And it's a funny story. When I started smoking cigars, no one in the family consumed tobacco. But I know my father used to smoke cigarettes when he was in the Air Force and chew tobacco. And I was worried that he was going to be mad at me when I told him I was going to start smoking cigars. I thought he was going to, be like, you shouldn't do that. But no, I told him, I said, I think I'm going to buy me a cigar and smoke it. And he's like, buy me one too. We'll smoke one together. And of course, he said he smoked cigar. I think he's done every type of tobacco there is when he was younger. I guess anything for that nicotine.
If I recall correctly, you did a video with him months ago. Is that right? Yeah.
I've done a few videos with him.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I'd see him again. I know I've had the chance to do just one or two with my dad. My folks live out in Arizona now. Chasing the warm weather.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is always nice. If I'm not mistaken, you like fishing too?
Oh yes. I like fishing. Catching is a different story, but fishing, yeah.
Yeah, that's always the case, isn't it? Now, are you
I've
a stream or a lake fisher, or both?
mm, a little bit of both. Me and my buddy Mike, who's been on the channel as well,
Mm-hmm.
we go every now and then. We'll go out to, what is it? It's lake. It's not too far from here. I can't remember the name of it, but it's like it's more of a river than a lake, but it doesn't have current. It's a real long, skinny lake, and we'll fish out there. And there's a river that's actually about a mile that way that I fish at. It's the Nolichucky River, the mighty Nolichucky.
Have crossed that?
And yeah, and there's a couple mountain streams up toward home where I used to fish. I'm sure you've heard of Lamar Alexander State Park. It's up
yeah.
here. Yeah, I fished up there since before it was a park, because it's only been a park for what, like 10 years maybe.
Yeah, probably
Maybe
about
less than
that. Yeah.
So me and Dad and my brother have hiked and fished up in that area since before it was a state park, and I've just I fished a lot when I was little. When I was younger, Dad used to take us fishing, and I quit for the longest time. And then here within the last, well, actually about February, I took up fishing again.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Well, do you have any parting words for our YTPC viewers?
Do what you love, and if it makes you happy and you can make money at it, by all means, go for it.
Not bad advice. Hey, folks, his link will be down below. It is Caleb, the Pipe Junkie, and Ethan, Parsimonious Piper, signing out here. Light something you like. Enjoy your afternoon.